Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to crumble!
I'm Joshua Kemble, and welcome to Joshua Kemble's Livestream. I've been a freelance illustrator and graphic designer for over 20 years. I was an art director for 9 years. And when I'm not art directing and working on illustrations and graphic designs, I'm working on comic books and graphic novels, and that's usually what I do during my streams. And while conversations can go all over the place on this stream, from spicy and entertaining to goofy and silly, one thing stays consistent throughout every stream. I'll always be working on art. So pull up a chair, get your art supplies out, and get ready for an entertaining show that'll keep you company while you work on your own personal art projects. This is Joshua Kemble's Art Stream. Okay, we're just gonna do the non-voice mod thing. That's too bad. Okay, let's redo that little intro. Okay, let me try that again. So let's do a little bit of. Okay. For the heads up, I hope you guys can hear me now. We're on episode 300, which is crazy. I wish I was 300 pages into page 79 of Not Death But Love, The Strange Supernatural Story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning, which is the book we're working on, but we're on page 79, not page 300, unfortunately. We're going to be working on a crazy crowd scene and like working on that. And then when we're not working on the crazy crowd scene, we'll kind of just have to see what we see, like in the sense of like how far we can get. Artcasters is at 7 p.m. today on Corey Kerr's channel. Adam, let me know if you can hear me now, by the way. So I encourage you guys to check that out at 7 o'clock Pacific. But I'll probably be streaming till about 6. And we'll just kind of see where that goes from there. Now I'm all thrown off because my mic was muted. All right, so let's get into our daily stream and draw some stuff. So this is the crazy theater scene. Adam said the audio sounds fine now. Yeah, that's cool. I just can't use like cheesy sound effects, which is unfortunate. I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt today with Baby Yoda on it because that's how I roll. Um, and we're gonna work on some comics. So, what else? Yeah, I think that's basically it. We're just gonna work on comics. It's a Sunday. It's a pretty chill day. So let's get into this. So basically, the only thing I really got further done was just kind of like working out in Cyan all of these different people that are going to be in the crowd. Uh, so now it's a matter of kind of filling them out, which is why I have all these references down here. This is to give me ideas of like the fashions, the hair, that kind of stuff. So that as I'm filling out the characters, you know, if I like run out of ideas or I want to be like more historically accurate, I can just look at some of these hairstyles, um, you know, some of these fashions and kind of fill in from there. If you're hearing stuff in the background, that's my kid listening to his show. I think the one he's watching is Karate Sheep on Netflix, which he likes a lot, and I actually think it's pretty awesome too. It reminds me of the Roadrunner cartoons back in the day. Kind of a similar premise. It's like a wolf that's constantly trying to eat sheep, and then the sheep. There's two karate sheep that kind of provide protection or whatever. How are you guys doing today? Feeling pretty good, honestly, about getting work done. I wish it went a little faster. That's what I think might be the topic today. If I have a topic, it's just the slow process of art and how like it's kind of like a love hate relationship I have with it, where it takes forever. Um, I love doing it, and there are ways I could do it that would go faster but wouldn't produce the same kind of results that I like. And I don't think I'd be content with those. So now what I'm going to do is just start filling in these crowd scenes with details. And we'll start kind of where we started last time. Maybe we'll start in the front this time. But I kind of want to focus on that row that Elizabeth's at. I think that would be ideal to kind of focus on that row. I think I'd like to have this be one of those guys' hairstyles that kind of sort of blends over. A lot of these early parts are going to be pretty boring because they're like mainly like the very undetailed. I just can't get so thick with the lines. That's another thing. I need to be real thin with the lines back here. I went a little too thick there. I'm probably going to make this like a bald guy here. Potentially make this like a balding gent. And then this was going to be the like a guy. Why is this not drawing? Okay, there we go. This will be like a guy. Very strange. Oh, I see what's going on here. Haha. Okay, guys, I was drawing on a locked layer. That was what was happening there. This should work much better. We'll call this crowd lines. I think we're basically going to go in and block out all the detail on these figures. Like this is going to be potentially a bald guy. This was going to be one of those kind of British gentlemen who has like the side hair thing. This is going to be a beast to color too. But whenever I'm working on things like this, I try not to like really think about each phase. I've talked to Gary Hodges about this. He approaches things in a similar fashion. Where it's like I kind of feel like, when you're drawing, you want to think of like, especially when you're doing colorist, you're being your own colorist. It's like if you think about the future colors you're going to have to do, you might start skimping out on detail because it'll go a lot quicker if you just do like total open line on everything. Everything's really easy to select. And you know, that could be really cool. I like these kind of bunched up hairstyles. Let's do one of those too. That can be really cool, but it can also be sort of like problematic when it comes to your art, because if you're so worried about the final result, um, that you're like skimping on detail, then you might end up with a page that's like less good than what you otherwise could have. So we're just going to kind of work our way very slowly through this crowd. Let me see. This will be. It's funny, these gentlemen both have the same hair. I feel like it's probably the same model. So maybe we'll do somebody with mutton chops here. Maybe this will be a gentleman with mutton chops and kind of one of those bowl type haircuts that was popular. It's going to be barely visible anyway. High backed neck. All the characters in the front are going to look more like abstractions, and then the characters as we continue will look more and more believable and realistic, I think. This was potentially going to be another, like, let's have this be a lady's hair. Cool. And again, we're just going to kind of work our way through. Was there a detail left there? I feel like there was that didn't need to be there. We're just going to start working our way through this crowd and kind of making these figures more realistic. Adam said, "Did you ever see the movie Mom and Dad Save the World? There's a really funny mutton chops joke in there." I have not. Is this like an old time movie, or let's see here? Is that like an ancient film? This could be a lady with sort of her hair done back. Sort of pulled back, I guess. And again, we'll just kind of have to see how far we can get by 6 o'clock. Hopefully we can. My hope is this part actually shouldn't take too long. Like, most of the work is there in the initial setup. A lot of people were wearing hats in these, but I don't think people tended to wear hats inside of theaters. I think it was like a very impolite thing to wear a hat. That's why I have everybody with their hats off, including Robert, whose outfit has a hat in this scene. Like, when he comes into the theater, he is wearing a hat. Let's see. And we're starting to fill it out. It's just going to take a long time to draw all these little characters. Okay. Can't wait for the shading and the coloring. The color filling on a crowd scene is a beast. Oh, so anyhow, what I was talking about with Gary Hodges was he was saying when he writes, you know, he tries to forget that he's going to have to draw it. And then, like, later on, he'll be like, man, I hate myself as a writer because, like, why did I set this really hard challenge up? And similarly, when he pencils, he's trying to not think about, like, the inks. And when he inks, he's trying not to think about. And I'm the same way, where it's like I try to kind of treat these things all as separate, because if I think about it too much, I'm going to make things too easy for myself. And then the end result will be pretty lame and kind of bland. Here's a dude with chops that we're going to draw. Again, these are real simple, like, small details of people, just to kind of start filling out the crowd. Okay. Do. Adam said John Lovitz is the main villain. Brief appearance by the great Eric Idle. Nice. I feel like Eric Idle had something to do with like writing that. Maybe I can't remember. I just like for some reason am vaguely now thinking about it, and I think there was a thing where Eric Idle might have written it, but you'd have to let me know. Maybe he didn't. Okay, so there's going to be here is going to be another gentleman. This one's going to be just looking down at his notes. Again, hardly any of these are going to be even decipherable. This is going to be a woman's hair. Maybe we'll have just a side bit of her face. This can be, let's do like kind of like almost a side view of a gentleman. This one, this one kind of in front of him. Or sorry, actually, I think in front of him is, this will be a more portly gentleman. But we're not really going to see much of him. So we're getting there. We're getting there with little tiny details. And we're going to just fill out our crowd scene. A lot of these little detail ones are going to go real quick. This will be a woman. Kind of want to erase some of these lines. So I'm unlock that layer. I like the idea of this being a woman's hair. It's kind of one of those wilder front hair things. And then we're going to have here, maybe we have another gentleman with hair. Here we can have, maybe this is like a hair in the back. But then that's kind of a side shot. And this will be a guy kind of almost like whispering over. And we got to go to our lines here and erase out. We're getting there, guys. Crowd shall be made. It shall be filled out. So yeah, one of the most difficult things I think about comics in general is just the time involved in making them. I know it sounds like a broken record kind of complaint, but man, it is very challenging to like try to keep focused and not get bored when you're working sequentially. It's like trying to find the interest in each page, or in this case, each panel, you know, where it's like, okay, this crowd scene could be something I really don't want to do, but I can then make it into something I would very much like to do. Let's start having a little fun and giving it a little variety here. This is going to be a gentleman who's got his kind of a similar sort of thing that's going on in this picture, but we're going to see him from kind of the side a little bit. And this gentleman's going to have a mustache. And he's going to be wearing that same kind of coat that goes up here. Let's see here. It's got kind of a almost like bouffant kind of thing. I don't even know what those are called again. Ascot, I guess. Almost like an ascot. And a wide lapel. And we're getting there. Okay. We're just going to start filling in just little details of people. Maybe here can be, see, this kind of woman in the center has this more kind of traditionally parted down the center, very long hair. So maybe we do that. Maybe it's like parted more traditionally down the center. And maybe here could be a little bit of her forehead. And she can be wearing a dress that's kind of similar to that. So that'll be like a frilly business kind of here. And then her coat or her arm shoulder will go over there. So we can go back here and erase the lines behind her. And we'll just go ahead and go back to those seated and theater people. I think all we need to do is just hit the seated because we're working on the people down here. Okay, this one I'm going to have be kind of a foppish gentleman. His hair is going to be sort of all over the place. He's got, let's see here. Where am I drawing this line? I'm drawing this accidentally on lines. That's not good. I need to go back to my crowd lines. Okay. Let's try that again. Foppish hair. Have him. And there we go. There's his shoulder. Okay. Let's see. Let's do another lady with this kind of weird, wacky hair over here. Those could be right here. Just kind of like the idea of this sort of bun. And what else? What else does she have here? Okay, and she's got like kind of a ponytail type thing. Okay, interesting. And I like the idea of her almost being like, let's see. Okay, and she has like a long, kind of bare neck with a. It seems like, okay, that kind of connects here.
Hi.
And that would connect beyond over to here. I think Adam sent me something. Let me check that out. Maybe it's a link to the movie he was talking about. Okay, and we'll check it out without the perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and erase the lines here.
Hello.
And we're getting a little further in our crowd scene. So hopefully this kind of makes sense where, you know, those little sketches we did of just the crowd lines act as like a really nice little base to draw these then kind of more finished figures over. And since it's a crowd scene that's like fairly distant, luckily I don't have to draw these people like immensely detailed for it to, you know, have the gathered effect. Like once we have it filled, it's going to look pretty, I think, pretty stunning. And maybe it won't. Let's see here. All right, so let's continue with I like this gentleman with like a mustache or a beard here, and like he's got kind of a taller collar, but he has kind of a almost like side part. So we're gonna go ahead and work on that. That'll be right here. So he's gonna have like a side part here. He definitely has like shaggier hair, probably goes a little bit down his neck. And I'm going to go ahead and have his collar be a little bit higher, the high collar, and then we're going to have, maybe we even see a little bit of the band for his. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead, fill that out, and check out and make sure we're good. I think we are pretty good. I don't like how that side part kind of looks a little too much. Yeah, it looks too much like an accident. So I think that might make it look less accidental. Okay, so we're going to have another character. Maybe for that one, we can try to do another bearded gentleman. But this one, maybe we'll see a little bit of the side of his face so we can tell he's bearded. And we'll just kind of work our way from that. And see what we can do. And this guy will have a little bit lower of a collar than the previous guy we drew. And there we go. So then we can seated people. How are those coming out? Okay, this looks too much like a tangent here where that line's becoming the other. So we'll get rid of that. Avoid tangents a little bit. Even though it's a crowd scene, there will inevitably be some tangents. And we'll just continue our way through all the characters, all the different guys. Adam said Eric Idle didn't write for it, as far as I know, but it does have Monty Python and Mel Brooks vibes. Nice. Let me see something. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that was not an Eric Idle thing. But that actually sounds kind of fun. I'll have to check that out. Okay, we've got, I feel like I never saw that movie. We had the seated people here, and now we're just going to have a little fun with it. Now that we're a little more familiar, maybe this could be a woman. There are a few people with like little top hat things, and I could see those, like those little fake ornamental hats. I could see that as not being rude to have indoors. So maybe we'll give somebody one of those that we can barely see or notice. Let's see here. Okay, I kind of like that. Let's just keep going. I think here I'd like this to be the women's hairstyles are really interesting. Another one of those kind of bunched up, bunned hairstyles where it's. Are you okay, Ben? What's up? What's up? Hold still. What's going on?
Help me.
Help you with what? Just turn it on. What are you? What?
I just wanted to
Stop.
watch something and it somehow stopped and like, ow!
Ben, just calm down. It's just a TV, dude. okay? Well, let's see what we can do, okay?
What in the name of dumbness?
Ben, stop it. We could not connect you to Disney Plus using the passcode.
No. I don't know what it is.
Why do you need a passcode?
I needed to update my account.
Calm down.
If I decide not to,
Okay,
then I
hang.
can't.
Ben, stop freaking out. It's a television, okay? I'll get it fixed. Hang on. We're gonna play an ad real quick. Hang on. I'm gonna fix the Disney Plus for Ben. Let's see here.
Well, Peter, since I'm such a big music fan, I'm going to have to go with Karen Carpenter. Oh, Stu, I'm sorry. That's the incorrect answer. Trish, what you got for us?
I'm gonna go with Kim Gordon.
All right, let's check that answer. Kim Gordon. Do we have a Kim Gordon? Yes, and that means you're our new Wordzoid champion, Trish. Dale, tell Trish what she's won. Trish, you've won a copy of 2 stories, a memoir of faith and mental illness. Handwritten, hand-drawn, and handed to you by artist and writer Joshua Kemble. But wait, that's not all. You've also won a copy of Jacob's Apartment, the story of a doomed romance. What happens when you take Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and put it in a blender with Ghost World? You get Jacob's Apartment, written and illustrated by Joshua Kemble. Trish, thank you for playing Wordzoid.
All right, great job, Trish.
I was told I was gonna get a lifetime supply of paper towels.
Hold on.
Hi, my name is Phil Chandler. I'm a freelance artist, illustrator, and cartoonist. Today, though, however, I want to tell you about a graphic novel I picked up recently called Jacob's Apartment. This book was both written and beautifully illustrated by Joshua Kemble. It is the story of a doomed romance that causes the main character to question his beliefs and his faith, while he's also going through other tragedies in his life. Every page has been illustrated by hand and digitally colored with painstaking detail. It is an emotional story that causes you to think and even question things in your own life. And while the story is a tragedy, it is one that I was completely entertained by and I highly recommend. You can currently find this on Amazon or even check in with your local bookstore and see if you can order it. And while you're at it, you can also check out my Instagram at Phil Chandler Arts and also my YouTube channel by the same name, Phil Chandler Arts. And go by Jacob's Apartment.
Clearly it seems that only in dreams can we be these things we've seen and walk around breathing I don't know the part to play in this heart of mine. There's dissonant things, they split at the seams.
All right, the crisis of the Disney Plus has been solved. My son was worried because it looked like it signed him out of his account, and so I went ahead and fixed it. I think it's fixed, right, Ben? Okay. So we're going to be drawing again, just kind of working on stuff and working on art. Sorry about the 50 ads that I just ran for you guys. but with reason, you know. He wanted to watch a show and couldn't access it. It was pretty dramatic. So, okay, we've got, which I kind of relate to. I've had times where I feel like, maybe I'll sit down and watch a show, and then, like, you can't access it, and it's like, what is going on? I think isn't Minecraft on Netflix, Ben?
It said Minecraft Story Mode isn't on Netflix, and now it's not on Disney Plus.
Okay, so you probably can't watch it because it's not on any of the programs we have. Okay, so we are.
Right, I was using a kid's account.
Okay, so we're through here, and we're just getting rid of the.
Right, I was using a kid's account on Netflix. Maybe it's only available on adult accounts.
No, Ben, that's a kid's show. If it's not on Netflix, hold on, let me. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta play another trailer and try to find Minecraft Story Mode for Ben. See if it's on Netflix. I'll be right back.
I tried searching it.
It's okay. Let me come check it out. Hang on. So here's another trailer. I'll be right back.
Hi, my name's Chris and I like comics. I want to talk about this comic for a second here. I just got this in. I ordered it direct from my local comic shop through Diamond Distributing. It's Joshua Kemble's Jacob's Apartment. I really enjoyed this book. There's all kinds of comics out there, let's be honest. There's fun comics, there's superhero comics, there's young adult comics, there's adventure comics for kids. There's so many different things on the planet. But there's also an entire subgenre of alternative books. Real life, real world depictions in comic book form. Situations that happen to each and every one of us. And this is a fine example of that. If you get a chance, order this book from your local comic shop. You won't be disappointed. I can't sing its praises high enough. Okay? Check it out. Jacob's Apartment by Joshua Kemble.
Ben, I don't know what to say. We don't have it. I can't find it. It's not on Netflix. He's looking for Minecraft Story Mode. I'm supposed to be working.
Oh, maybe they took it off.
Okay. 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 Drama ensued. There's a show that used to be on Netflix that Ben really loved. It was a Telltale show called Minecraft Story Mode. And it appears that it's not on there anymore. So that's what happened there. He was trying to search for it and couldn't find it. Was getting frustrated. So let's get back to our crowd scene. We're going to draw it. And this has been kind of a beast to like get through this comic. But this is probably one of the more involved pages just because of the sheer amount of people that are in it, you know? So here we go. If I turn off this... I actually used to really enjoy Telltale games, weirdly enough. I was never much of a gamer, except for like old school Nintendo. And I used to really enjoy, doing Telltale games for some reason. When I used to live in Portland, that's the one thing I would play. I'd buy Telltale games when they came out. They had like a really cool... I thought it was cool, like Back to the Future, where they actually got the original actor who played Doc Brown and stuff to play himself. It was really well done. It was pretty well written. It felt pretty authentic. But I know it's like a taste thing because they were pretty much like point and click games. They weren't, like insanely hard games or anything, but they always had really compelling stories, you know? So this is going to be somebody wearing dress or something. So Ben is Ben. I understand it's a show you liked. I get it. But okay. So my son is super upset about them not having Minecraft story mode. So let's see here. His mom's gonna hopefully help him. Let's see here. So I feel like the one thing that is rough with doing like crowd scenes and stuff like that is, you know, in a comic, like for one panel, is just the haunting reality. I was talking about this on the last thing, but there's like a haunting reality that people might look at this for maybe a minute, maybe less, you know? And it's just going to be real hard to kind of make happen.
Hey, stop doing it on that tab.
Hold on 2 seconds. We're going to play another trailer.
Speak clearly, it seems that only in dreams can we be these things we've seen and walk around breathing pain. I don't know the part to play in this heart of mine. There's dissonant things, they split at the seams.
Again, pretty much typical like Sunday stuff where you got family stuff. So okay, so we have, let's see, we're doing more of these interesting kind of faces and heads and trying to kind of make those work. And I think this will be like a longer hair. And another one of those ones that maybe has kind of like broader shoulders. And now we'll just keep seeing how do these seated people look. So it looks like chaos, you know, but I'm happy with it. And once we add shading and stuff, it's going to look really good. Very excited about it. Okay, let's continue. But yeah, so the half the game, I think, of sequential art, and you guys can tell me if it's any different for you, is just kind of like forgetting how long the whole thing is going to take. That's like, you almost have to just get in the zone and just plug away and then hope. Let's see here. This one I want to have. Let's do a woman with like short hair and like this kind of outfit here. I kind of like that. So let's do kind of a shorter cut. And then it's going to kind of cut back here. And I want her to have this kind of thing over it. We'll go ahead and save that, kind of see where we can get from there. So now we've got this audience kind of building out. That, you know, again, starts as just like these basic forms and then can kind of fill out from there. Like this being another foppish gentleman with his kind of wacky hair. This could be another. Let's see, what's her hair like? It's like back in a bun with like a kind of thing in front. Okay, so let's do that. Maybe there's a kind of kerchief. Let's do. Let's fill in here. I think this was supposed to be a head of a kid. Or was that the shoulders? This was the shoulders of somebody. Okay. And let's see here. This again was probably the shoulders of someone else. This is like someone's neck, I believe. We can kind of have there. And then we can have here, we have another gentleman, but this guy's going to have kind of more of a more of his kind of hair here. Maybe we should have like one guy who's kind of rude who left his hat on. What do you think? Should we have one guy hiding in there that like we left his hat in the crowd? Let's see here. Seated people. Maybe. Considering that. I'll have to wait till I hear from you guys if any of you want. I like this kind of mustached gentleman again. Kind of wouldn't mind kind of throwing another fine young mustached gentleman. Maybe this guy has his hair back a little bit. And maybe he'll be. There we go. There's his mustache. And maybe he'll have. This is the back of that seat. Maybe he'll be here. And then here, I think right here is like another back of a head. So this might just be like long hair. Just to kind of fill in that. Although I want to keep his mustache kind of separated. And then we'll kind of turn this off and see how the crowd is kind of filling out in a way that I think is kind of nice. So that's kind of where we're getting is like we're just kind of filling in this crowd. hopefully somewhat period accurate. It's going to be more fun to do these people on the sides where the, cyan is. We'll see if we end up with time to do those. But yeah. So how's everybody doing today? Are you guys working on comics? What are you working on? I'd love to hear what you guys are doing. How is your day on the internet? The wild west of the internet. Let's see. I was going to try for an interesting hairstyle here, but I don't know if that's going to work. There's sort of this more kind of wilder kind of bunched hair. It seems like a perm almost that women seem to have at the time. So I sort of wanted to highlight that. And then some of them have these neck cuts that go right to the neck. So it's like almost like this. Adam said, I've been recording a new album and writing a lot. That's awesome, Adam. I'm glad to hear that. I hope it's going well. This will be another long-haired woman. We'll barely kind of see. Let's see here. This is going to be a taller gentleman with kind of more of like almost like a crew cut, even though that wasn't quite as big at the time. And we're just making a sea of heads of characters. And hopefully the end result will be like, wow. Again, a lot of this is going to be in shadow too. Okay, let's continue. It's going to be the back of a chair. This will be person collar. We need another lady here. In this case, we're going to do the sort of bunched. And then I think it would go back to like almost like these braids. And this is going to be, I think we'll have her ear here. And have it kind of show her shoulder. This, and then maybe some beads or something. And let's try here. This will be like beads again. It's a kind of bunched shoulder. Here, we're going to have another dude's hair. This one's like kind of leaning the other way. This can be another sort of long-haired woman that we're just going to see the top of her head. This can be a guy. I want him actually kind of looking over almost. So we almost have like some detail of somebody. Here we can have, I think this was supposed to be this guy's shoulder. Here we can have a woman. I think this will be a woman's face. And again, it's kind of weird because I'm like drawing very pixelated. It looks kind of pixelated from where we're at because it's like a lot of little details. But you know, once I show you guys the scene, it's not quite as crazy. Gary Hodges said, "Hello, everyone. How's it going, Gary? How are you doing? You missed. If you guys know where to see Minecraft Story Mode online, now that it's not on Netflix, that was one of my kids' favorite things. He wanted to watch it today. Maybe it's on YouTube. I doubt it. It might be on Telltale's website because I know Telltale was the company that put it out. It had Patton Oswalt doing the voice. It's a really good show. Okay. So we're getting through this crowd. I think we're going to have a few more minutes to kind of draw the rest of the crowd. And like, hopefully this kind of shows like the amount of time it takes to just block in the heads and stuff. That's like really where most of the work of this comes up. And then the rest, especially because we're just drawing the backs of people, the rest of it's just kind of filling in details. So this was like a little trick that I learned a long time ago that helped me execute crowd scenes. Was just like you kind of start block in all the shapes, and then you from there can kind of block in all the people, and it doesn't take quite as long as it otherwise might. Let's make her have like puffy sleeves, and then this is going to be a dude. Is this going to be a guy? Was the other person a guy? Okay, cool. This will be a man. And he'll have some mutton chops. And maybe he'll have like frazzled front hair a little bit. And we'll just get rid of our seated people thing. And again, you know, when we zoom out, it should start looking like a convincing crowd scene here. And again, I could go into even more detail with these figures or these, you know, people, but I think this will be enough. It's that fine line of going that extra mile and then going too far, you know, and it's all, I think it's the thing we're all kind of going to be juggling, you know, as we're creating. It's like, how far is too far? How far is not far enough? I think that's the whole process of doing this stuff. In this case, I think I'll have this be, let's do another lady with this hairstyle that seemed kind of fashionable at the time. It was almost like a mullet. It's kind of weird. But seemed to be in play at the time. And I'm going to give her one of those kind of blouses. Okay, we're getting there. There's a couple more people to draw. We got another person to draw here. Maybe this can just be kind of more simplified profile of a woman. Maybe in this case, she's just got long hair. It's kind of flowing. I don't think it would have been as high up because they usually went pretty low to the scalp back then. Let's see here. Lines. We'll have her, maybe she is wearing a more kind of puffy bloused kind of thing. Like a Disney princess. All right, here we've got another guy. I'm just going to have him have that long foppish hair. The high collar. There we go. And this will be a bald man because we haven't really properly represented the baldies. Yeah, Adam said Minecraft story mode, it looks like there's no way to get it without bootlegging it. Even if you paid for it, you didn't download it, you can't access it anymore. But that's just from a cursory search. Oh, that's too bad. That's lame. That used to be part of Netflix, you know? I wonder if they maybe made a deal with a different streaming service or something. It's a very cool show. I wonder if that's like a trying to get parents on the hook for some kind of expense. Sure, there's some kind of financial hook to it. Okay, there was another head here. That should be, let's do like a kind of woman who's actually looking the other way. Nothing huge, just, and this can be a man, but like with a beard, because I feel like I didn't really do a lot of bearded guys. And he'll be, maybe his beard's real long. I got a long beard, ladies and gentlemen, here. This guy. Yeah, the amount of time on comics is always astounding to me. It's always weird. Like, even now that I'm like 79 pages in, I don't feel like I'm 79 pages in. And then I look at the stack of printouts and I'm like, how the hell did I do all that? I still don't know, and I'm in the process of doing it. Okay. This can be, let's make this like a kind of portlier elderly woman with maybe she's got just like real like curly puffy hair. And she's gonna have, she'll have kind of like one of these, a little bit higher cut here. This will have cross seams and then it will go down. And then we can have this as a bemused older kind of gentleman. White wispy hair and chops. That should actually go further up. Cool. Did we finish the crowd? We finished the seated people, ladies and gentlemen. We finished them. Haha. Okay. I'm going to call that done for the crowd at the bottom. It's not perfect. You know, I can go in here and kind of increase the outline a little bit on this section, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and merge this down. And now we have this whole crowd is done, and now all I have to do is draw these other groups of people in blue. So in theory, when it's done, it should look super clean. Adam said it was a show. Corey said, I'm getting more sick of streaming services each day. Physical media all the way. Nice. And then Adam said, I may have been reading about the game, not the show. My bad. Corey said, streaming is anti-consumer and in lieu of writer and actor strike, anti-labor, but I've never loved it because I'm an AV quality snob. Customer is greater than consumer. Okay, and then Adam said, okay, if it's a show that was on Netflix, it looks like it may have just been videos of a YouTuber playing the game, in which case it might be no, it wasn't videos. It was a Telltale. Telltale had done a whole animated series called Minecraft Story Mode. And I think it was originally a game, and then they had Netflix pick it up. But yeah, the voice was Patton Oswalt. It was actually a pretty good show. My son loved it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now I'm gonna actually play a trailer so that I can go and get some water, and then we're gonna finish up this crowd scene. You know, I'm pretty excited. We managed to finish the bottom crowd, and now we just need to finish the top crowd, and we should be good to start working on the next panels, which should be really thrilling because I'm pretty sick of this panel at this point. Okay, here is the... Let's play Philip Chandler's trailer.
Hi, my name is Phil Chandler. I'm a freelance artist, illustrator, and cartoonist. Today, though, however, I want to tell you about a graphic novel I picked up recently called Jacob's Apartment. This book was both written and beautifully illustrated by Joshua Kemble. It is the story of a doomed romance that causes the main character to question his beliefs and his faith, while he's also going through other tragedies in his life. Every page has been illustrated by hand and digitally colored with painstaking detail. It is an emotional story that causes you to think and even question things in your own life. And while the story is a tragedy, it is one that I was completely entertained by and I highly recommend. You can currently find this on Amazon or even check in with your local bookstore and see if you can order it. And while you're at it, you can also check out my Instagram at Phil Chandler Arts and also my YouTube channel by the same name, Phil Chandler Arts. And go buy Jacob's Apartment.
Okay, so we're getting him. Okay. So it sounds like we're going to get him a Happy Meal to cheer him up. Which, if anyone's judgmental of that, you know, whatever. Okay. They don't have kids, I think. Anyhow, so let's see here. We're going to draw this. I want this to be a little more worked out. Maybe I'll go with a smaller brush. Kind of interesting because I don't change my brush when I'm working because I want the thickness to actually appear as best as it could. And I just realized I'm making that mistake again and drawing on the line layer when I should be drawing on the other layer. Okay, here we go. We're going to draw... We need to make a new layer. That's what's going on. Okay. We're going to make a new layer where we can start kind of creating like right above it. And we'll call this crowd lines again. And I think we're good. So let's get in here and start drawing some Victorian folk. I think I want this to be a lady with long hair, kind of looking. Let's see here. I don't want to over detail it because it's very small. She's going to be looking over the balcony and leaning kind of on the balcony. So, and we'll do one of those dresses that kind of comes down to here. We'll do the necklace and we'll say it kind of goes here and then she's leaning on the balcony a little bit. So her arm would be kind of here. And she's going to have those sleeves. And you're going to see just a little bit of her dress in there. So in theory, if I did that correctly, we'll see if it has too much detail or not. I think it's actually pretty good. Good. Okay. So in theory, this should work. Oh my goodness, this page is crazy. Okay. Theater sides. This is going to be a gentleman who's going to be kind of standing by. He's going to have a bit of a long nose and a single mustache. And he will have very short hair that kind of is almost like parted in the middle. And we're going to have him kind of standing there. And it's going to be that bow tie thing. And he's going to have his arm kind of on his wife's shoulder. Subtly. Nothing we can really indicate too much. Because again, these are going to be really tiny, almost unnoticeable details, I think, to the general viewer. So now we've got that. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the theater sides. And there we go. We've got a gentleman kind of looking out. We're tackling a crazy crowd scene, ladies and gents. A crazy crowd scene that's going to be absolute insanity to color. Because that's what we do here. That's what we do. We're cartoonists. Okay, this one's going to be... Let's see here. I think I just got a message again. Oh, nice. Okay, Corey has the stream set up for 7 p.m. Pacific. I'm very excited about that. So, for those of you who don't know, I do a show called Artcasters with Corey Kerr and Scott Cirkland. I think most of you guys know, but just in case you don't. And we're going to be doing it on Corey's channel tonight. We're switching to Sundays, which hopefully will be fun. I think it's going to be awesome. I think people will dig it. I want this to be one of those... Okay, and this is going to be a gentleman, and we'll do... this one as maybe a bearded fellow. Maybe he's got a mild beard going. And we're just going to go ahead and... Maybe he's a little more portly, this fella. So he's going to have his arm... I wanted his arm to be kind of up here, almost like over his shoulder. And I want him leaning. But you know what? No, I was going to have his arm on his side. That's what we were going to do here. Harry said, "What's the guest on Artcasters? I'll have to catch the replay, seeing Oppenheimer in a couple hours." Nice. I'm going to check that out tomorrow, I think. I haven't been to the theater in a long time, but the subject matter is alluring to history nerds. I'm sure it won't be historically accurate like most movies, but it's a great subject for a movie. I've always kind of felt like, why don't they make a movie about this guy? Okay, so we have our crowd there. We've got a few people we're plugged in, and we're just going to power our way through this. Corey said the guest is our calendar. My calendar's in very much disarray. I take meticulous to-do lists and stuff like that, but other than that, I'm pretty basic. I just need checklists. Just part of one of the things on my checklist is getting this done so I can get to the next things. I can't do that until I've gotten this completed. This will be... She'll be wearing those kind of... There we go. And I like the idea of one gentleman who's just so rude. And I think this is going to be the guy. Most of the gentlemen here have been polite and taken off their hats. I think this is the one gentleman who's not going to take off his hat for anyone. He's a rich dude. He's got his top hat on. Why am I drawing the hat without the head? This is a rich fellow. He's got his hat on. He's got his mustache, his rich mustache. He's going to have his hat. And he's not taking this off for anyone. Nice. And he's just hiding very suspiciously. Almost looking at you like, make me take my hat off. Oh no, was I drawing these on the wrong layer again? I wasn't, thank goodness. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that. Whew, it's getting there, guys. It's getting there. Corey said that movie makes me want to reread the Manhattan Projects. Yeah. The comic that you were talking about, Corey, that like fictionalizes Oppenheimer and stuff. Sounds kind of fun. Okay, this is going to be a... let's see here. Okay, this is going to be one of those sort of puffier blouse. And then we're going to have... a lady's mouth here. And she's going to have long gloves on. What's her hand going to be doing? I don't think I worked out her hand in the previous one. Her hand's going to be almost like waving a little bit. That's way too meaty of a hand there. There we go. And this is going to be a gentleman. We're just kind of filling in characters here. This could be a guy who is... maybe he's got like a broader, kind of flatter nose. And he could be like, hey, look at this. There we go. And he's going to basically be having those chops, that great hat or whatever. And he's going to have his arm over here kind of pointing. The dogs are going wild. There is chaos at the house. Corey said, insane comic bonkers. This will be a lady who's kind of looking almost charmed. And she'll have, let's see, how should we do her hair? She's going to have kind of the long hair. So there's her long hair. She'll have one of those. Let's see here. Almost, yeah. Okay. She's going to be kind of chilling. And again, she's going to have really puffy sleeves. Maybe a necklace of some sort. And she'll be just kind of putting her arm to the side over her other arm. And you'll see a little bit of her dress there. And now we'll just take off that theater sides. Exciting times, guys. Exciting times. This page will kill me. Okay. Let's continue. We can do this. I want to remember these really big dresses, and I kind of like this kind of dress, which I haven't really exploited yet. So I should, because I've been doing a lot of these. So maybe the next lady I draw will be that. This can just be, let's see here. Let's do a guy who he's going to have like a shorter mustache, which were fashionable. He's going to be a little bit, maybe he's balding. And maybe we'll have him with his, he's very straight-laced. So this is up really high. He's going to have a big old bow tie. We'll have him with his wide lapels. And he's going to be standing there. This could be, let's see, we want people looking at the stage though too. So this person should be looking at the stage. And let's see, we're going to have them, maybe this will be like hair up in a bun kind of thing. So the bun will be up here. And we're going to use that dress from over here. So it's got like this kind of thing in front. And then okay. So we're going to use this kind of almost triangular dress. And then it's going to have these kind of wider arms. And then I think right here we can have let's draw this weird guy with this gigantic, look at this guy's amazing mustache, or not mustache, but his amazing huge bow tie. His bow tie is almost taking up his whole chin. So I like that guy. Let's do, okay, so kind of wilder hair, like very Oscar Wilde-ish hair. It's going to have like a long nose. Maybe not so long of a nose. We'll have him kind of looking. And we'll have him with like a big old bow tie. And see what this gentleman's outfit looks like. Okay, it's a little higher up, his coat. So we'll do his coat just like a little bit higher up. And draw him. And let's just see how this theater sides is coming along. Nice. We have a lot of tiny little people. We're almost done with the top row. Yay! Yay, the top row is getting closer to done. I can't believe it. Okay, theater sides again. Let's have this be like a kind of older lady. Maybe her hair is kind of cast back, but over her ears. And then we could have... She's a wealthy older lady, so she's going to have like this high collar, kind of like extremely puffy sleeves. She might even have one of those kind of things coming from her collar. And this will be a guy who's just like stunned. He's like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And back here, it's going to start getting more abstract because we're starting to get into that area of wildness, where everything's getting real small. But he's going to be pointing his hand like, look at this amazing magician. And then we're going to go back to our lines here and just kind of erase behind his hand. And then back up and finish him up. So he's going to have his... Yep. And there we go. We have finished a row of theater people. The top row of theater people. And hopefully this will have kind of a Where's Waldo fun to it when people get it. Whew! All right. Let's get into the next theater side. Okay, this is just the top side of somebody, so I think here we can take liberties and just assume maybe this is a gentleman or something with his hand here to his side. He's got his coat kind of back here. We're kind of seeing a little bit of that. This person leaning, I'm curious if that should be... Maybe the person leaning could be wearing... Okay, got it. So this person leaning is going to have a grayer beard. And he's going to also have his thing here, but he's going to have his arm kind of resting over the side. Crossed here. And we're going to have his lapels. And we will erase the lines kind of behind him. Just make sure we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's here. So now we have a little bit more of this crazy crowd scene going. And hopefully, you know, it starts looking a little cooler the more we fill it in with these figures. Okay, let's bounce around a bit. Let's do down here. I like the idea of this being... This could be... Dress could come here. And this is going to be one of those wildly wide dresses. It can be a... See here. Kind of wider woman. And she's going to have kind of like almost side hair. And she can have a kind of bolder fashion that seemed at the time. Maybe this bows over a few. Her hand will be over, I think, this person. We can have some more stuff here. This is going to be like almost like a younger fellow. And he's going to have one of those bigger kind of things as well. Him to have his hand over his other. And again, we're just going to kind of check out how this is looking. Let's go back to our lines. Erase here. Let's clean up that face a little bit. It's a little off there. There we go. Okay. What's going on here, too? I don't like that. Oh, I see. Okay. There's that confluence of lines, too, that we're making a real tangent that makes her a little hard to read. So there we go. Voila. I think there's more people here. More people on the theater side here. There's another. Okay, this one will be. Corey said, see everyone in a couple minutes. Artcaster's starting soon. Aren't we starting at 7 p.m. Pacific? Let me double check by. Corey said Artcasters is starting at 5, so I was unaware of that. We had said 7, but okay. I guess we're starting at 5. So I'm going to go and we'll do Artcasters, I think. I thought we were doing 7. Okay. I'll see you guys on Artcasters. On Corey's. That's really strange. Okay. See you guys in 5 minutes on Corey Kerr's channel.